feeling like I'm Akademiks. Can't run
do.
away.
Our next stream, I'm gonna do the breakdown of Future's album. I see a lot of people talking about it. I've been listening to it off stream, of course. We'll talk about it. We do have some updates to do on some other stuff. By the way, we have Conor McGregor fighting tonight, so I don't know if you guys care about that. Keep tapped in. We do have to talk about NLE Choppa. He got a new look. We also have to talk about Ben 10, his recovery process. Remember, people were saying he was never going to walk again. Also, we have All-Star JR. His legal situation is like really interesting because, you know, it first started off with people saying, oh, they want him to tell, but like now it kind of feels like they want to stick him for being a felon with a gun. I think this is a Supreme Court case, in my opinion. We'll figure it out. The World Cup is going on. I want y'all predictions. Okay, we're going to fill out the remaining brackets if you guys are interested. You know, of course, we got, you know, shots at stake. We've been trying to play some bets, trying to, you know, figure out who's going to win the World Cup. I anticipate on Colin Kaepernick being able to respond to all this Jay-Z stuff. Jay-Z's basically dissing him, and also Charlemagne spoke on his behalf, basically saying them, you know, Jay-Z did nothing wrong. Also, I have heard from many people that people want me to speak about the influencer Nolan Wells, who passed away. I will be looking into that and trying to give you some more info. So be prepared for that for our next stream as well. Taylor Swift, she got married. We didn't really talk about that. And also there's a viral clip going on about Shannon Sharp versus Shakur Stevenson, which was, if you ask me, absolutely hilarious. So we'll also get to that. Chat, we've been on for about like 6 hours and 35 minutes, according to my records. Actually, even more. Somebody said read donations. Ooh, don't tell me I'm like a bad streamer now. I'll get to it right now. Sorry, I apologize. Actually, we've been on for longer than that, I think. Because we got cut off. I think about 7 hours we've been on. All right, let me read some donations. Thank you guys if you guys have donated. Appreciate you a lot. Here we go. Oh, okay. Art. Nico, thank you for the $10. His first time doing Super Chat, just to tell you, you let me down, Ak. What? He said, I lost my job too, and I still thought this was worth it. How did I let you down, my brother? Art Nico also said, oh, he said, I've never been in my life secondhand humbled. The way See the God did you was, I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you, brother. Like, if you felt that Charlemagne got the better of that exchange, you're someone who is going to be in the belief that everything I'm saying is just cap, right? Like, you know, I'm telling you what's going on with me and Roc Nation. You're like, okay, all right, yo, Ak is either lying or delusional. So, I mean, at that point, I can't really do anything, bro. You know, so I respect you and I thank you for your donation, but you know what the conversation was. The conversation was me and Charlemagne really don't have anything, even though there's a conversation to be had about him and like George or whatever. But the main conversation was him trying to play defense for Roc Nation. If it worked with you, I don't know what to say, honestly, right? Ard Varkian, he says Future flopped after the World Cup. We don't know if Future flopped, so we'll figure that out. I'm not too sure if Future flopped at all. So we won't get first day sales on Future. Honestly, I expect what Future should do is above 75K. He had no features on it. He did announce it like 2 weeks before, but he's not doing no press, no interviews. I say over 75K. Remember, Future did do with the I Still Don't Trust You. He did over 200K with him and Metro and everything like that. I expect him to do over 75K. If he does over 75K, he didn't flop. If he does anything below 75K, I think we could talk about that. Some people might try to compare it to YB, who dropped more leaks too, and he did 32K. That's pretty much a compilation album of like leaked songs. He hasn't promoted it, and he hasn't really spoke about it at all. I thought 32K was more than average for young boy doing that. So just being honest. First Jones 22, he says, when I got out in 2017 watching your content since Kodak this Wayne video, then doing a show with Joe Budden. I found out about podcasts. Then from that, I watched the streams because of you. I appreciate that. Fresh Jones, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for that 10. TS Car Wash Detail Service. He said, yo, Joe, different. Thank you. Somebody said, Accolade Charlemagne escaped the BTA, shaking my head. Okay. Then he says, Ackhead is fried. And he says, skip all this. I want to see what Ack said about Jay Legendary Night. No, I thought it was a great concert. Great concert. The concert that happened last night, don't know what's going to happen tonight, but it was good. It was a good concert. Like, I have, if I had a little bit more time, I do have some plans, so I can't just stay on here forever. But him bringing out Nas, I do like that. That was dope. Having his wife, Beyonce, like, perform as Mary J., I love that, too. King Buck, thank you for the 5 gifted, yo, my man. RM King says, is the full reaction video going to be on your YouTube or just a 2-hour sit-down? I want to see the reaction, too. Yes, this will be on King Akademiks, my reaction to it. And he says, yo, Crow, he's trying to make you sound mod, fam. Like, yeah, I'm not going to lie. That's a good strategy. I'm just going to expect you guys, if you've watched me, you should know, yo, Ak is not just, like, spewing off bullshit. Bro, he conveniently just gaslit shit. And it's easy to do when the opponent, Roc Nation, is just like they move in an invisible way, right? It's like, okay, if I didn't have it, well, not me doing it, but if Grand Wizard didn't post whatever he posted about Charlemagne, I could be like, Charlotte, that's not me. That's not, and just gaslight him the whole way. Like, I just don't, I don't like shit like that. Anyway. Kevin Biscuits Jelly 8193, thank you for the 5. He said, big up Ak. He said, I would have had a brain aneurysm with this guy. Again, the full audio going to be up. The full video going to be up. Man, I'm going to just rely on the audience. If you watch as much hip-hop as I present or watch even more, you should know when somebody's playing dumb, bro. You know? Hemi Lifestyle, what up with you, brother? He said, yo, everybody, please hit the like button, and I think you guys should. Sky High Grad, TRW, thank you for the 5 gifted. I appreciate you. And Bozo 5017 says, yo, Charlemagne is moving like 21 Savage with the Colin Kaepernick and Jay. I'm friends with Metro and Future and also friends with Drake, head ass. Somebody said, this is stupid because Ak has to keep recircling the block to put out See the God gaslighting. Yeah, he gaslit me a lot on that, you know? My nigga, like, I couldn't get him to admit that Roc Nation has a problem with people like me. He's just saying, no one has a problem with you. Whatever, bro. Action Shores Podcast says Drake's a pop star. Rap/hip-hop is supposed to be edgy and risky. Drake is safe. Elevator music, shopping music, and grocery store tunes. Y'all need to take off y'all sandals and tie up them laces. Shout out to you. Thank you for the 20. I'm guessing, are you a Jay-Z guy? Like, well, who's your favorite artist? If you're like, yo, you should, be a little bit edgy and risky and tie those laces up. Ultra Instinct, thank you for the 5. Said inverse wire name suits since it's the inverse of the truth. No one bigger than Ak or the chat. Salute King. Thank you, Ultra. I really respect you. Rashid 21, thank you for the 2. Says great job, Ak, looking like you're 21 again. How'd y'all think about a physical appearance? Like, I remember when I was on Vlad one day after I did shit with Uzi. I hate when they put pictures of that up. I thought I looked okay. Thank you. Am I live now? Thank you for the 10. Says Big Ak always wins. Listen, I went in there with you guys in mind. I bro, and I'm going to take this, honestly, I'm going to take this and I'm going to learn from it. I'm such a straight shooter. I might have to get slightly better at dealing with gaslighters because I get probably more passionate, more louder, or not more louder, but just louder, hoping the audience is following the gaslight. But Charlotte did a really good job just gaslighting me, right? And in other ways, I think I could have, I'm going to learn from it and probably realize, like, maybe I should add that to my arsenal. But I like the straight shooter shit, right? I thought that's what people like me for. Like, okay, Ak is not going to act ignorant or dumb to shit. If there's something he's confronted on that he knows about, he'll just concede the point. But the gaslighting shit, like, oh, I don't know nothing about that. Oh, I don't care nothing about. Bro, like, are we debating? Like, I let him sit there and read a bunch of articles. Like, I mentioned real things. He's like, I don't know nothing about that. Like, should I have just stopped the podcast and be like, all right, I'll look it up that you could address it? Because he gets off with this, no, I don't know nothing about that. No, that's, again, I'm going up against someone who's really, he's a pro. Detroit Nug, thank you for the 5. It said Stella got her weed back. Mixtape out now. All right, man. Go check out that man mixtape. And by the way, D Delane 57, thank you for being a member. Kelvin Delos, thank you as well for being a member. Welcome to the chat gang for both of you guys. Let me check on the Academy real quick. Okay, here we go. Yeah, also, like, chat, I don't know, like, while in the podcast, I seen all the little tactics. So it's not like, some people might think it went over my head. I seen the tactics Charla was doing. I honestly do believe this is 2026. Bro, just be truthful and let the audience figure it out. This video, that's why I said it's recorded. It'll be up for ever and ever. If I'm wrong, it's going to age badly. If I'm right with these things, you're going to go back and be like, okay, that's why the conversation looked like that. Oh, no, Charlamagne's gaslighting. He's lying here. So, what could I do? Like, jump across the table and force him to, like, address certain shit? No, I can't. I can't do none of that. So, it is what it is. Berkeley Fertillion, thank you for the 5. It says, man, Charlamagne is an experienced journalist. Why would he get info on your man and not do any of his own legwork? You got a dedicated evil stream to him. Don't tell Ken, thank you for the 2. It says, like for Act, Codman for Charlamagne. King Buck, thank you for the 10, bro. He says, W Act put BTA to Roc Nation lawyers to Charla to keep your foot on their neck. Yeah, I felt like we did our thing. I scored it before as 9-3, and I give a gracious 8-4. But to me, someone gaslighting me is not making a point. The only points he had was that, there's this lawsuit. I literally said, let's go allegation for allegation, and let's talk about it. He couldn't do that. So it's like, anybody who would say that Charla came off looking better is basically saying Charla did a good job of making you look crazy and that making you look like you're just kind of spaced out. And to that person, I would be like, bro, have you watched me for the last, 12 months? Like, I'm not, I don't think necessarily Candace Owens on some spaced out shit, but it's like, bro, do I look like some, manic person? Bro, I've detailed, I've documented, I've covered all of these things. I presented it to someone who clearly has some interest with them, and what they did was act like they never heard of these things. Yo, let's talk about Bobby Shmurda. Oh, I never heard of that. Let's talk about this. Oh, I never heard about. Let's talk about that. I never heard of. Okay, let's talk about Colin Kaepernick. Oh, I stand with Jay. Bro, what do you want me to do at that point? I'm hitting them with everything there is. Okay. Somebody says, I think Hove sneaked this with that Twitter activist bar. Ooh, you think so? He says Twitter act. Twitter act? Holy. Somebody says, yo, you got to play that 6ix9ine sample. I'll walk shit down. Thank you, Hitmakers. Mika, I really appreciate you. Susan Silva, thank you for the 2. It says 300% AI. Hey, no. So we've kind of done the ringer, or kind of put it through the ringer a bit. And yeah, it's literally saying that this is AI. This is AI. Look, we're going to show you. Look. We put it through a thing, and it says the AI media detector, likely AI generated, 99%. If that doesn't win the debate, I don't know. This was this got you thing. Yo, look at this article that says the grand wizard behind this. It's AI. Like, what do you want me to do? What do y'all want me to do at that point? Like, lie? Marv 34001, thank you for the 10. It says the article, the author, and the website is all AI generated, all provable. The Surrealization, thank you for the 5. Actually, thank you for another 5. It says, Act, let me buy a VIP ticket for Toronto. I'm trying to open up like maybe 15 more spots. The owner had told us like we couldn't go above a certain number for like, VIP, but we're trying to get preferred seating and meet and greet. So like possibly we could do it. Just give me a second. All right. Give me till like tomorrow. Najee says, Charlotte's a fake ass slime ball, period. Yeah. So Nina says, yo, Ak is saying stop trying to spin a narrative. So Nina, I gotta be honest with you. It's the first time I feel like this is the first time I felt like people ever like said to me like, oh, you're out there with it. But I feel like I've given so much proof. Like how much more proof? Yo, the reality is that Jay-Z and Desiree Perez and Roc Nation, they're never going to talk. They're never going to talk. Like what, do y'all only believe that someone is going against you or someone is doing some stuff in the culture if they are popping shit like I am? Anyway. Mike Sam 33, thank you for 5, says, Ak, do you think 50 Cent aged better to a younger audience than Jay-Z? Yes, I do think so. 100%, I definitely do think so. Here's the difference, though. 50's always kind of like embraced that new guy. We see him with Drake. We see him with Soulja Boy when Soulja Boy just came out. We saw him with Chief Keef. 50's always kind of been the guy that, he's put his hand around the new artists more than not. We even seen him with Pop Smoke. I think with Jay-Z, like, if you didn't come from his camp, he's not really, Jay-Z's kind of like Charlemagne in a way where you have to come from his camp for him to support you. 50 would be like, 50 wasn't cool with Interscope because he had beef with Interscope. But Chief Keef was on Interscope. He put his arm around him. He always kind of like supported the new guy because I think he always understood the new wave. Jay-Z has never done that. Jay-Z's always been for self, for what I got going on, and trying to like steal the new artists more than trying to work with them, right? Like, look, he couldn't get Bobby Shmurda. Now him and Bobby ain't cool. He couldn't fully get Uzi, even though Uzi still be managed by them. You don't see too much. It's really odd. So Jay-Z comes across as, I'm not fucking with you unless I could get paid from you. And so does Charlemagne a little bit. Charlemagne kind of like almost admittedly was like, yo, Ak, yeah, I didn't feel like I needed to do a podcast with you because you're in your career already. Keep in mind, I also was offered a Brilliant Idiots deal. I turned it down. These new guys who took the deal or whatever, like he's willingly doing podcasts with him. So if he has nothing to gain, he's not trying to. So that's a Jay-Z type thing. 50 was always just trying to stay near the heat. Like he was, he's hot. Like he's trying to stay near the heat. Gridlock says the heat was getting too much. Netflix probably said, cool this shit. You never know. Maybe. L. Stallings 9311 and Lit Life Cash 5879. Thank you both for all the jewels and all the things you guys have donated, including Miss AG. Shout to you as well. By the way, thank you to Ali Henry, member for 7 months. Says, yo, ain't nothing bigger than chat. Yeah. So, chat, we kind of have like a good agenda for pretty much our following stream. I know today's a Saturday. I want to take up your entire Saturday. I'm going to go out as well for like a short period of time, and I'll be back. But we have some stuff to talk about tomorrow. I do want to say I thank you guys for supporting me. I thank you guys if you entrusted me with, holding down the chat in this conversation. Hopefully I represented it as best as I could. Again, I'll give Charlotte some credit. That gaslighting is almost like Floyd Mayweather defense. Floyd's good with that defense shit. But I still think we made our points. And I welcome more of those conversations with my peers, especially ones I disagree with, not the ones who we barely acknowledge. But I think we should have conversations like that, and hopefully that will go to more conversations and, go to a place of, cohesion. As far as Roc Nation and Jay-Z goes, the saga is going to continue. For the people who believe the gaslighting, I'll say this to you. I said multiple times I'm down to talk to them. I guarantee Charlemagne won't come back and tell y'all what they said. You know why? Because he's not talking to them. He knows they ain't going to sit down with me. But anyway, have a good Saturday, chat. I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all. Thank you to my Kick family for rocking out. I think even, were we on Rumble? I don't know. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, including the King Academics and the Academy. We will be back tomorrow, if not later tonight. I don't want to promise later tonight because I know how you guys are, but definitely tomorrow. Ain't nothing big in the chat. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.